Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
My
Do you
name is
beatbox?
Huh?
Do you beatbox?
Yes. How did you know?
Well, just the way you stood and the way what you did with your hands when you stood up, and
Well,
you know.
musicians got the feel of each other.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Well, my name is Isato, and my partner Elad Schreiber. We have a company called Beatbox Israel,
Wow, how about that?
and we have a website that teaches beatbox called beatboxtutorial.net. And I'm here. We first of all want to thank you for coming here. We big fans of yours, and we wanted to have some of your advice for the beatbox community in Israel. I know your son, by the way.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Taylor is doing a beatbox.
Yeah.
But what kind of advice you gave to your son of being a better beatboxer?
You know, he's never asked me for advice when it comes to beatboxing, because he does it so well, and I've attempted. I can do some vocal percussion, you know, which I do in my gigs. I wouldn't call it beatboxing, because that seems to be a particular form and done and performed in a certain way, and I don't really have the skills. You know. Just keep doing what you're doing. You know, be creative. You know, dig into some places that you thought you'd never go. Things like that. You know, that's what makes beatboxing interesting, is the elements that they bring into it. You know.
What kind of what inspired you of doing musical sounds with your voice?
Well, you know, in the beginning, when I decided to sing, I wasn't sure what kind of singing I wanted to do. I did some jazz singing with some groups. I played piano bars, you know. You are my everything, you know, stuff like that. Look at me, I'm as helpless as a kid in a dream. You know, I did that kind of stuff. But then I was a pianist at the time and very much aware of Keith Jarrett's solo performances. And I thought, well, what would it be like for a singer to be on stage alone? What would he have to do? What would I have to do to sing on stage? What would my technique be, and what would it sound like? Because in the beginning I had no references. I'd never heard someone do solo voice, so I had to kind of figure that out on my own. So I took about 6 years, practiced every day for at least 2 hours a day for about 6 years. And then one day I called up my manager, Linda, and I said, you know that tour that we had booked in Europe, originally with a band? I said, I want to do it solo now. So she called all the promoters. Half of them canceled my gigs. And the other half said, well, that sounds kind of interesting, you know. So, and that was what, 1982, 1983, Linda, something like that? Something like that, right? Yeah.
Well, you said that you were you had a lot of inspiration from languages. You didn't go and listen to instruments like trumpet. You didn't go and listen to trumpet to try to do it like that. Instead, you were listening to.
Well, I wanted to purposely stay away from anything that smacked of gimmickry. And I was afraid that if I just tried to imitate the sounds of instruments, that's what people would think. So language just seemed to be a lot more interesting, because think of all the languages in the world. Everyone has the same instrument, but they produce thousands and thousands of sounds. So that was a little bit more fascinating to me, just the color of our voice, the color of language. So that's what I kind of paid more attention to. I mean, it's more interesting to say, you know, if I go do 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 do, if I'm going to do solo voice, I don't want to spend the entire night going da 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 da. I mean, all night long. No. It's a lot more interesting. Yeah. Now maybe there was a language there that I snuck upon and didn't even realize it on my own. Okay.
Thank you very much.